rush. Had smokers lining up the block like a gold rush. The saying live fast and die young is what they told us. The way that they...
What's up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC on my morning commute. 80 mile an hour live stream. Sometimes 90. Thank you guys for coming through. I had some thoughts I just wanted to get out. Little geek speak about it because it's funny. I have a lot of ideas while I'm moving fast, and I don't get to write them all down. So I have to mentally try to file them so I can remember them later before the next wave of stuff to distract me comes in. I deal with that. One of the ideas that I've said it before, but I need you guys' help is that I should probably stop cursing so much on my live streams. Because I'm saying it this way. When I listened to the live stream from Sunday again, yesterday, I listened to it. I always listen to live stream one time over to see what you guys were hearing and see what worked and what didn't. And one was too much echo on Bookie's microphone. And then the other was me cursing too much. That I'm sitting here thinking about it because I'm walking around my office, right, with some of my coworkers. And that's when it gave me a moment of cringe. Could they comfortably listen to this in their office and get that information from, a geek standpoint on these shows and be able to listen to it in their office without, well, we got to turn it down or I have to listen to it later because it's, too much profanity right off the bat, right? And I think about what audience I want or what I want to give the audience. And one of the things I want to give the audience is a show that everybody can actually listen to. And I say that, meaning that I personally not really worry too much about offending people, but if I want this to grow, I need it to be heard by more people. And to make it heard by more people, there's probably something else I have to do. Right? So, with your guys' help, maybe, I'll try to tone that down a little bit more, give you guys more of an articulated show, even though it can still be as impassioned. I don't have to use the same words I normally use. That's primarily my fault. When I get to being on the stream with you guys and I'm standing in the shop, what up, D Remedy? I get really relaxed. I do. I get really relaxed, and then the language just flows. I'm not sitting there metering myself on what I'm saying. I'm actually just letting it fly. Part of letting it fly is I listened to a sentence that I said in that show, and the word shit was in it like 6 times. It sounded like it was kind of funny to me, but it was like, yeah, that's how you show the many uses of the word shit, right? Person, place, or thing, adjective. Like, jeez. Oh, God. So it just made me cringe a little bit. It's like, what information was actually conveyed in that point? What did people actually get out of it? You just tuned into the show and only heard that part. Would you have known what I was talking about? Or would somebody have been absolutely kind of put off by the whole show because one, they didn't know what I was talking about, and all they heard was a stream of profanities. I think profanity has its place. Profanity is fun to me. It is. But I could do a better job of remembering it if I wanted to speak to younger kids or teens, right? Get past their censor, which would be, their mother or something like that. I can still give them the information without alerting her warning bells, like too much masculinity showed up. So I'll try to work on that. We'll try to remember and work on that, even when I'm getting out of these. I told you guys before, the Shop Talk Live is jazz. It's coming out. It's coming out as passionate as it is, as dispassionate as it can be. That's what's coming out. I'm not a big fan of editing stuff and people not being free to say what they want to say and how they want to say it. I'm not a big fan of that, but for me being a host of the show, I should probably try to moderate it a little bit if I want the show to grow. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Other than this, what sparked this little movie feast was that I had two things circling in my head. One was the Sandman trailer that I didn't get to a week ago to talk to you guys about Netflix's Sandman comic book by Neil Gaiman is coming to Netflix, and it's coming out in August. It looks pretty good. I didn't know how many of you guys was actually knew anything about the Sandman or had read it or whatever. Me personally, I never read the Sandman. I knew who the Sandman is. I knew who Neil Gaiman is. Kind of the short synopsis of the character from the times I've looked into it, but I've never read the Sandman. I've sold it a lot. It sells. That book will sell, right? But it sells to a very niche group of people. And it tends to be pretty intellectual men and women, and more so women than that, right? But I know it takes on a more fantasy element to it because Morpheus is a god of dreams, right? So it's not like Marvel's nightmare character. He's a little different. He gets some different heady stuff. What up, to Trev? You should see it, homeboy, but you got to upgrade. You, sir, have been upgraded. Join the wrecking crew. The geeks in the house. That's the wrecking. You know who the wrecking crew is? That's the comic book reference. What up, AB? Instant Media, teleported in, transported in. What's up, Instant Media? So Sandman show is coming out, and I didn't react to the trailer because I wasn't sure how many of you guys liked it, and it got knocked off my plate because I was distracted with some other stuff. So they put out a second trailer recently. I watched it last night, so it's too late for me to do a reaction for you guys to the trailer because I'm not gonna fake it. Come on, what the fuck is that? I can't do it. Like, I saw it. The trailer looks good to me. It looks very interesting. I'm curious to see it because the actor they have playing Sandman does cut a good silhouette. What up, Beastly? Henry Hank McCoy in the building. Guy playing him, he does look a little feminine, like an Ezra Miller type, but that's kind of how Sandman always looked, what I remember from the comic books. So I'm letting it rock, but I'm really interested to see how imaginative the show is because Neil Gaiman is very imaginative. I salute Neil Gaiman in every stretch of the role. So anything that he's done, if you read Sandman, if you read American Gods, if you watched that movie Stardust and stuff like that, Neil Gaiman is he is far as I'm concerned, he's probably a literary genius because he's that imaginative. He should be like the modern day Jim Henson or something. Just because the amount of stuff they use of his is just out there. It's like messing with Neil, what you expect, you know? So I like his work, I like his style, and I'm really interested to see the show. You know? And I don't get the feeling that it would be garbage. It's coming from Netflix, so might have a little Netflix stuff thrown into it, but Neil Gaiman usually has a good hand on his stuff. We usually give him that respect that they don't try to, bastardize his work because he's involved in it. You don't want that. Right? So thinking of that made me think of what today is, being Tuesday, and what I got to look forward to tonight, what I'll be doing tomorrow. And all I did was sit there and groan, thinking like, oh shit, I gotta watch UhhBi-wan tonight. And that's why I came up with the name, like UhhBi-wan, UhhBi-wan. I'm not looking forward to the show. I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, what about y'all? Are you looking forward to seeing UhhBi-wan tomorrow or tonight? I'm not. I'm really not. And that's disappointing to me. That's really disappointing to me. I was doing some freaking uploading of some information into my head about what the hell has gone wrong with this show, and finding out how much of Kathleen Kennedy's hand is in this show, how little of John Favreau and Dave Filoni's hand was in this show, and just all the behind the scenes stuff they've been doing. Some of the Star Wars stuff, why Robert Rodriguez, which understandably now, he was thrown under the fucking bus with the Book of Boba Fett. It wasn't him. He was thrown under the bus. I'm like, wow, they just totally shot him in the face just to keep him from working on something he really wanted to work on that was a hit, that did better than Star Wars. I'm like, wow, dude. It just messed up that whole reputation, because basically he was given, and I should have read into that a little bit more when those stories was coming out during the Book of Boba Fett. How Timor Morrison was saying that the dialogue and all this was too much, that they didn't think the character needed to say this much. And they were being forced by John, like, no, say the words that is written. So basically what was discovered now is that, yeah, John wrote the whole script and he didn't want them to deviate it. So all Robert Rodriguez was there to do was to shoot it. All the shit that was written was what was shot. So whatever you thought sucked and didn't like, it wasn't Robert Rodriguez. It was John Favreau. Like, bruh, what did you do? What did you do? And here and there behind the scenes stuff, they didn't really believe in Boba Fett like that. I'm like, Jiminy Cricket. And then when you hear that, and you start putting it all together, what was going on, it's like, that's why Book of Boba Fett was sucking. It wasn't Robert. And now you know how much it wasn't Robert, because that's why Kenobi is sucking. Wow. Look, you often have to take in new information. When you hear a story that's really objectionable, you can have your reaction and your opinions on it, right? But you have to go back and dig for a little bit more information, because the further away from it you get, the more actual true information comes out. Perfect example is like Last Jedi, how Mark Hamill initially was, defending the movie and whatever. He was giving his little tacit responses to what was going on with Luke and whatnot. But then after the movie had came out, was all well and done, he was letting it be known, like, nah, I didn't like this shit at all. I didn't. That's people under contract not being able to say anything and having to promote this piece of shit because they're contractually obligated to. That's what people were trying to point out about Ewan McGregor coming out and slamming the fans in a sense for their racism against Moses Ingram. Everybody's looking at that crazy, like, well, how the hell would you do that? I said it Sunday. It's like, man, you better shut the hell up. Don't get on that side of the fence. Don't do that. But why is he doing it? Because they signed this fool for multiple pictures and stuff like that. And he has to promote it like your lawyer vigorously defending you. He has to. He's contractually obligated to. That's why you can see nobody from Lucasfilms come out and do it. They using the actors and stuff. Do you want to see Kathleen Kennedy jump out there and say something about the fan base again? Oh, no, they know that'll go over really, really like a lead balloon. No, nobody want to hear that. Because they know what they'll get, so they use somebody else to do it. They're using somebody else's face to criticize the same fan base, like Ewan McGregor hate the fan base, but it's still in the same tone and tenor of the activists over at Lucasfilms and Kathleen Kennedy, who always, if you don't like what they put out, shit on the fan base. It's the same play, because it's still them. With a hand over his mouth and one up his butt. You guys are racist. The same shit. It's just what I told you with the Moses Ingram thing. That BS that they were going to push, that's why they put a black woman in front of it, so they can claim racism. Because, trust me, if the character was white, orange, octomaroon, it wouldn't have mattered. You would have had the same reaction. And then they just would have been calling you sexist only. But if they like checking off two boxes for woman and minority, don't think they don't like checking off two boxes as well for racist and sexist. It's the same play. It's the same playbook. Just throwing different people out there to take the slings and arrows so you don't look past the one they put in your face. That's how you know the phantom punch is coming. Oh, so that's what I'm sitting here thinking about watching Obi-Wan tonight, and I'm like, I don't know. I know I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it, and that's disappointing as fuck, dude. Disappointing as fuck. Beastly Nurse said he's looking forward to this car crash of a show. High speeder crash. Thanks for showing up, Hank. Oh, wow. Nope, I'm waiting for the boys on Friday. Yeah, I'm going to catch up on the boys, AB. I have to catch up on the boys. Two Triv is like, not really, bro. Look, me either, Two Triv, and I'm a Star Wars fan. That fucking hurts to say. That hurts to say. It does. Because I like the Obi-Wan Kenobi character. I don't like what they're doing with him in this show. It's like ancillary. It don't look, you just fucking ruining the character. But it's in the same fashion you ruin Luke. Ruin Boba Fett. Like, what the dude, what? What? Oh, God. What up, Malika? What did Two Trips say? That shit's crazy. How did they fuck up Boba Fett? Look, shout out to these brothers at Midnight's Edge, right? I have to give them their props for this because they did some good investigative work on this stuff. They went back and figured out and put it together on how the Book of Boba Fett show was not Robert Rodriguez's fault. It wasn't his fault. It's Jon Favreau's fault. And how they went and put it together was, if you go back and look at Mandalorian episode or season 2, when Boba Fett comes back to the screen, and then you contrast that with the Book of Boba Fett show. Why does it seem like two different styles? Why does it seem like two different freaking characters? Even though it's the same character, right? It's because the Book of Boba Fett, I mean, not the Book of Boba Fett, but the Mandalorian season 2, when Boba Fett showed up, that is Robert Rodriguez doing it exactly the way he wants it. Shooting it like, I got this one time to do it, and this is what I've been waiting to see. I'm going to put it on the screen. That's why Boba Fett was so badass. And what these guys on the Midnight's Edge were showing was that Robert Rodriguez is a huge Conan fan. And he's been trying behind the scenes to do a Conan movie forever, and he keep getting, sidetracked or underbid to do it. They keep giving it to other people. He really wants to do it. He's a fan of the writer. He's a fan of the character. So what he did, since he had the opportunity to work on this Star Wars thing, was did what he wanted to do for Conan with Boba Fett in the Mandalorian show. And if you look at it side by side, it's the same fight. It's the exact same fight. The Boba Fett fight in season 2 of Mandalorian is the same fight as Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of the first movie. It's the same fight. Shot the same way. That Boba Fett is like a barbarian. Sword. You got guns and they got beating the hell out of Robert shooting it. That's all Robert got to do. That's it. What he got to do. That John gave him the script for seeing it as the Godfather. And the best part of the Godfather, was it Michael Corleone's Godfather? No, it was Fredo as the Godfather, who constantly hides behind his sister and shit. And I'm like, you goddamn right. That's exactly what Fett was doing. Sitting behind Finnick, because Finnick was handling all the dirty work. I'm like, wow, thank you, brother. Thank you for putting that shit together. They went and deep dived on that shit. They did. And got all them trade papers and stuff like that to find out that information. And I'm like, yes, I totally see it. Totally see it. two trips say agony, yeah. No shit. AB Media said, I'm a Star Wars fan too, but I don't like this crap they doing now. They got me playing Knights of the Old Republic, and that game is almost 20 years old. Yeah, until they get to the Knights of the Old Republic and spoon that up for you. I'm really thinking, I mean, this sounds fucked up, but I'm really thinking, what am I going to do this next show, this Andor could possibly be. I didn't even know. Really didn't know about the show. I had a feel for it coming out. So that means that this is another show greenlit by KK. They're showing to put out there, which means I'm gonna get more of this shit. That's what it means. I'm really debating on punching out for a while on Star Wars. I'm really debating that because I am not happy. What up, Dr. T? He says, started watching The Boys last night. Yeah, that's the respite. That's going to be the respite show right now. The Boys going to go legit balls to the wall. And you'll be entertained by it. Even if you read the comic, they ain't pushing this bull crap in. Beastly Nerd said, ruin Luke, Han, Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan. Yeah, it's just trash the legacy characters. Trash them so bad that you begging for us to give you our new characters at the same time. Because think of it this way, Beastly Nerd. Same time they trashing Obi-Wan Kenobi right now, who are they building up? Reva, an ex-Padawan. So if they was going to redeem a character, who do you think they would redeem and you'd be focused on? A fucking Reva? The fuck out of here. What up, Darren Anderson? And where would Reva go? Reva falls right in line with Rey. Another fucking unlikable female character thrown in there and thrust to the front of the class. And say, this is what you're supposed to like, and if you don't like it, you sexist. And in Reva's case, you sexist and racist. You get the modifier because we put some color on in this time. But it's the same crap. It's the same shit. I'm like, ugh, God, dude. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Because this was a character I was really enjoying, and I thought about it. If the show ended right now at 3 episodes, and I had to think about the Obi-Wan Kenobi character and take him from where I saw him in the prequels all the way up to where I saw him die in A New Hope, what parts of his story would I leave out? I'd leave out all of this shit. I would. This part would be left the hell out. Like the Linkin Park song, look, my time comes, forgive the wrong that I've done. Help me leave behind something to be missed. Leave out all the rest, right? I jumped ahead, but leave out all the rest. I would leave this out. This would be the rest. This would be the part that I left out. This is like the lowest point for Obi-Wan Kenobi. As a fan of that character, as a fan of this universe, this is the shittiest part of Obi-Wan Kenobi that I've never asked to see. Never. I was thinking about this today, yesterday, listening to the playback from Sunday's show. One of the things we forgot to mention while we was roasting this motherfucker like a Sandman in the sun is how many days has Obi-Wan been gone from Tatooine now? Who's watching Luke? You don't even get an update on Luke. Wait, so you got me to this show showing me that Kenobi was going to be looking after Luke. You showed me Luke, and the motherfucker ain't been seen again since the first episode. It's all about him running around with Leia. I'm like, wow, bruh. Who's watching Luke? Who's watching Luke? Why doesn't Obi-Wan just send a communication to Bail since he got the chick and let somebody come pick her up? Instead of trying to work through all these rebels and shit that don't seem to have Leia's first safety as the first thing on their mind. They keep doing everything else. Hell, dude. It's stupid. They more about pushing the rebellion and pushing this girl back to her house and getting on with the rest of the actual story. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, so I'm really good question. Who's supposed to be protected and watching Luke? Yeah, it just became Leia too. And I said that when I watched the first 2 episodes about that comment about Leia being important too. Apparently, you acting like Leia is more important than Luke. Right? Okay. So for all of us who actually know the story, Luke is the one who take out the Emperor, not Leia. Leia don't do no parts in that shit. She ain't got no part on it. She was chilling on Endor with the rest of the teddy bears. while Luke was up there actually having a fight with his father and the dude that broke his father. He was involved in that conflict. Leia wasn't even there. It's down playing in the fucking forest. Nah, bro. This is like, so how many days has it been since he left Tatooine? That kid could have been long killed. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, I talked to my boy Andre yesterday because he's gonna cover at the shop. Talked to him yesterday. He asked me about that Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. He asked me what I thought. I told him I thought it was crap. I thought it was bullshit. He said, "Oh man, I thought it was epic." I said, "How old are you?" He's 27. I was like, "Okay, so this is where we get the generational divide at. You thought it was awesome. What about it did you think was awesome?" Because I didn't think it was awesome. I thought it was bullshit. I didn't like it. I haven't watched it again since the last time I saw that episode. No, it wasn't awesome. Wasn't epic. Wasn't none of that. Most epic thing was Obi-Wan getting drugged through fucking fire. And if that's the only thing you can say about a lightsaber fight, the one part of it that sticks out in your mind is the part that ain't got nothing to do with lightsabers. It's telling you how bad it was, dude. Like, oh my God. No, it wasn't epic. It was trash. Trash fucking fight. I even heard this brother, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, it's not beef, but he had his own ideas about it, but I know how old he is too. So he saw it as epic. Oh, yeah, it's depicting this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but no, it was dog shit. And there's nothing wrong with saying that it was dog shit. For real. So that's my piece on it. It was shit, and I didn't like it. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here with that. If you have any thoughts and ideas on this stuff, definitely leave them in the comment section because I will read those. I will laugh appropriately, and I will respond to those comments so we can have that conversation going on. But I'm not really looking forward to tonight to watching Obi-Wan. I might not even watch it tonight. I might just take my ass to bed because, like y'all know, I work 7 days a week and sleep late. So I'm really debating on how much sleep I want to give to this and how much I want to just say, it'll still be on in the morning. I can watch it in the morning. Fuck it. So we'll see what happens. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm going to get out of here because I'm at least minutes and I need to get to work. So catch you guys next time. Peace.